Money in the Bank, Ryan. 2017 WWE. How we feeling?
It was
mixed bag.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if they're gonna have much money in the bank after the reception that it's been getting online. And for us, we had lots of trouble actually just watching the event.
And it wasn't just us. A lot of people were having issues with the actual pay-per-view on the network. And it's like, once again, when you're trying to push this as the medium for how we're going to deliver the content in the future, not too great. So, I mean, this review might eventually switch around in places because the weather and all, but let's get started with the pre-show. The Colognes versus the Hype Brothers.
So the Colon versus the Hype Bros.
Right, yep. I feel really bad for them because it's like, yeah, not only were they like, hey, it's Primo and Epico back in the day.
Yeah.
It's like, then it was the Los Matadores. And then it's just like, then they're the Shining Stars. And now it's just, they're the Colognes. Oh, there we go, yes.
I just can't take it
Carlos.
seriously. I know, I just can't take it seriously. I actually thought, I'm like, when we were discussing, say, oh, who's going to win in the car? I'm like, they might win, they might be, you know, maybe push them a little bit. No.
Yeah, well...
Mojo Rawley, and especially because Zack Ryder, every time he touched anything, it just fucking crashed the network, so...
Well, that's
just too powerful.
I mean, this is the perfect spot for both of these teams. Like, I'm glad that they're not on the main card. It seems kind of sad to have to pay for seeing that match. That's more like something that you would subject to somebody to try and get information out of them. But it's like, Mojo's at least showing some improvement, and the crowd are into Zack for whatever reason, so...
Yeah, well, he got a really big pop when he came back, so...
The sun will come out tomorrow. Alright, so, I've got to get this off my chest, Ryan. Money in the Bank was, except for the main event, which I'll get to, I think it was pretty shit.
Yeah.
I think
not worse than Backlash, though. That's the sad thing.
Yeah, I feel like the entire event kind of failed. And when we have Jesse, as you guys know, on the channel, and trying to convince him, hey, you should come and watch this. And
I could not.
Yeah, it's like...
It resulted in me, I was dancing to the Money in the Bank theme, and he's just like, nah. Just nah. That was my... I looked at the card, I'm like, I can't sell any of this shit to you, Jesse.
I don't think they could sell it to anybody. And especially...
That's why it was free on the network.
If we look at the main selling point, which was the first women's Money in the Bank match, which came up first on the actual card, man, okay, let's leave the bit of contention to the end. So, as you guys know, I have my notes down here, so we'll see how we go. Carmella, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Natalya Hart, or Neidhart, and Tamina.
I thought there might have been like a surprise guest because there was only 5. I'm like, okay, maybe there's someone. Maybe they might bring back someone, or for a one-off, or. Well,
the thing is, they brought like Maria later on in the night, and she could have perfectly made her debut there.
Yeah,
she didn't have to win it, and
I thought that was she was with Kurt Hawkins, to be honest. I mean, it's just people don't.
Mr. Mike Bennett, yeah. Once again, more TNA.
Best fucking comment there was just JBL. He took her last name. And he just looks so unimpressed. Oh, God.
But yeah, so we have this Money in the Bank match, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I didn't think anything of it. I think Charlotte had one spot in it where I thought, hey, that was good, where she jumped off the top rope and...
didn't deserve a holy shit. It's like, fucking Cena done that like a million times, but it's done well. Pretty much she was the only one... Like, Natalya was solid. Tamika did her stuff well. Becky Lynch was there. Carmella was there. That was about it.
So, basically, the finish is going to be kind of controversial. Because, well, I don't like it.
It's shit. It's shit booking.
So here's what happens. Carmella, as everyone knows, is currently involved in the boyfriend-girlfriend storyline with James Ellsworth. And James... climbed up the ladder in the Money in the Bank, and he actually unhooked the briefcase and held onto it.
First and then ever women's Miss Money in the Bank, as they called it.
Yeah, and then he threw it down to Carmella. Now, this is dumb for multiple reasons.
I know technically they said at the start, no disqualifications.
There's no disqualifications, and they needed to determine who was the first women's champion.
And I expected James Ellsworth Ellsworth to be used in some. I thought he might have been used as a shield or some shit like that as a distraction, but
Not like this, as Jesse would say.
not like this.
So, that's dumb for multiple reasons. Not only were you pushing this as like, let's see what the women can do, and then you have a man win it at the end, and it's just like, that's gonna go over
Two
well.
views in a row where it's like, yeah, let's show what women can do, and it's just like, do the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Bailey's like, yeah, let's go extreme. Didn't go extreme. Yeah, let's push this Money in the Bank match. Man wins it.
Well, considering they're talking about like, oh man, like here's the women's revolution and everything, and it's just like it fizzles out. I thought it was pretty bad. What did you think of it, Ryan?
It was. I could see why it was a kickoff. Sorry, not a kickoff, but like it was the first card of the match. I thought it might have been like the third last card. I knew it wasn't going to be the main event, but I thought it would have been up there. But yeah, it was pretty awful. It was like, I said, like 2, 3 spots maybe, and that's all I can remember. And it's just like, great.
Like even now, I'm struggling to remember anything from the match whatsoever.
Even going into this match, we're thinking, I'm just like, the only person I could see actually winning this would be Charlotte, and she doesn't need it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, Becky Lynch won't get it, because she's had her time, and it's already gone.
And the crowd's kind of losing their love for her.
Talia is like...
she's a veteran.
Yeah, so she's already established. Tamina maybe, but it's just like, why? Like, where do you go from that?
So when you put it like that, Carmella's probably the only choice they have.
Yeah, it's like, and then Carmella's just like, I just hate James Ellsworth.
It's weird to have them put in this situation where it's just like, Carmella and James Ellsworth are your best option out of your entire women's division, Money in the Bank. And when you think about it, it's just like, okay, whoever wins this is going to be going up against Naomi, and you're just like...
I would have rather had Lana in this, to be honest, and possibly Lana win the match, because that would have been a better way.
Well, yeah, that's perfect. We'll get into Lana in a second, but like I agree with you that I hadn't thought of that. That would have been much better.
And then even if she lost, just being like, well,
there was other people.
Yeah, there was a whole
5
bunch,
others.
Yeah, well, 4 others, because
that who would wait? Wouldn't we get it up to 6? But would finally have
who
6.
else would verse Naomi then?
No one. She can just wait there, or it would just be like because
She versus James Ellsworth. Yeah, the Miss Money in the Bank winner, I guess.
Oh well, who else is I don't think there is anyone.
Isn't Emma there?
Or is Emma on Raw now? Anyway, the Usos go up against the New Day, and once again, I'll say for all records, forever I just don't get the New Day. I don't like them. I don't feel it's. I don't know. I don't feel it's fair that Breezango kind of gets pushed aside when they were doing so well. They naturally get over.
They only got a match because one match, which we'll come to a bit later on, was really short. So they're just like, oh well, fuck, you can burst the Ascension, Breezango. Yeah. But yeah, it's just like I remember because they got like their stupid ice cream gimmick at the moment, and by the way, as of always from day one, from day H.
Yep. Right. Okay.
I've never liked the New Day, but we at the same time we're sitting there on the couch because they got their stupid ice cream gimmick at the moment. And I'm like, have they just got balls on their pants? But it's like as a cartoon ice cream
melting.
It's dumb.
This match is throwaway and forgettable. And
it's sad to see Kofi Kingston. As I said, he jumps from the top rope near the finish, and he just went.
As I said, just a trust fall.
Yeah, it was just like he just.
Are you trying anymore? Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate the Usos as a tag team in terms of their longevity and how long that they've been there and stuck as a tag team. But I could give less of a fuck about anyone in this match.
I mean, the Usos had the right response. They just fucking walked out. They took the belts and just walked out.
And that's it. The match is over because the Usos just decide to leave and they take their belts and leave. And it's like, great. Well, that was fucking... can you imagine people that were paying, like, money for, like, the network and they were just, like, for example, all the people that did the pay-per-view money, where it's, like, $30 or something like that, just to see this.
I can't imagine paying $30 for that shit.
And it's just like... the network was fucking up for us all the time, but at least we do the free trials and stuff.
You know what was more entertaining than or most of the card? The fucking promos for Great Balls of Fire. because they're using the fucking song
Just like you wanted.
just like I want it. It's like, this is not a good thing that stuff that I wanted's coming true.
Well,
It's the most stupid shit I could think of. It's coming true.
So, I mean, out of all of these matches, so far, don't give a fuck about any of them. The pre-show match stands out of all of the ones I've said so far, and that's just because the crowd seemed into it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's like, I feel like after, once again, I'm going to call it Stephen King booking, because it's like they hype it up, and they fucking say, this is what we're going to do, and then they just fucking shit their pants when it comes to the ending. And it's just like, there's nothing that's able to save the result after saying, man, Bayley's ready to go to the extreme. She's so ready, we're going to do all these promos with her saying that she's ready, and then she just fucking fails. Man,
I like the fact that they buried an entire division.
This is the entire women's division, and they're they're in the revolution. They're trying to show that they are as capable as the male wrestlers, and they're able to go in and do a Money in the Bank ladder match.
Nope.
And then it sucked.
It sucked, and then the ending was terrible.
And then it's like, oh, but you know what? Then a bloke won it at the end. Because, like, all of the women were too damaged, so that James Worth had to run up and win. So, like, it's good to know that, you know, James Ellsworth is the first women's champion. But anyway, Miss Money in the Bank. So, Lana made her in-ring debut.
Without the chair.
So unfortunately the chair was missing from her little spiel gimmick thing at the start with a dance.
I mean, they've been pushing that fucking chair for like, 2 months now?
So, we get a match against Naomi, which unfortunately for Naomi's sake as a champion, like there was a time earlier on this year where I was like, you know what, I'm happy. She's doing well, I've seen how far she's gone. Now I'm seeing that, well, how far she's actually gone. And it's like, she's capable as long as you put her in the ring with capable people. And I will say, Lana was doing fucking great stuff. Like that snap suplex she did, I was like, that's one of the best suplexes I've seen.
And then just the heel stuff, so got the knee over the rope and doing holds, got the arm over the rope and, you know, doing that kind of stuff. It was really good stuff.
I feel like Lana really gets wrestling. As a manager now, when she's taking her heel run, she's like, she understands what wrestling is supposed to be about. And so it's like, not only does she obviously have the looks and the crowd are really over, and she, you know, she's able to go out there and people will listen, but it's like, I feel like at the moment she's like almost overshadowing other people in her division, because like this and what she was doing was almost better. In fact, I would say it was better than the entire women's Money in the Bank match.
Yes, it was. It was enjoyable. It's just like, even though it was a very quick match.
Yeah, and shame about the ending, so all of a sudden Carmella and James Ellsworth come out and they hit their music and they're like teasing whether or not they'll cash in straight up, and I was thinking, okay.
Yeah, you were like, they're going to cash in. I'm like, no, they're not, man. They're not fucking cashing in.
Well, here's the thing. I was saying that they're going to cash in because I'm like, this is already the worst fucking thing ever. Let's just make it even more of a throwaway match, because let's just have all the things decided right now. Let's have all the results and all of the fun that comes from being a Money in the Bank holder just gone, and deflate this fucking bubble right now even more than it's been deflated. So I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. That's what they're probably going to do, because that way, you know, no one's hurt in it. But no, it's just a distraction, and instead, so Lana loses because of the distraction.
So she goes for her sort of stand-up, what was it? It was like kind of a stand-up spine buster, as she did, and
I'm not sure if they have a name for it yet. Like,
I think that's what they were calling it, though.
I'm not sure if it's going to be like her finisher, though, like in how they'll give it like a custom sort of name thing. But yeah, basically, and
like the Ravager or some shit like that. If they
the Ravisher, yeah.
But yeah, she goes to do that again, and Naomi reverses it, and basically pins her.
So in terms of psychology and storytelling, Lana loses her debut after saying once again, you know what, I'm able to be a women's wrestler. I'm able to hang with this division. I don't need to be just a manager anymore. I'm ready to enter into wrestling. And she loses. And it's like, well, that's fucking great, isn't it?
And she loses because the heel made a distraction, so the face picks up what would usually be a heel thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I can understand, you know, shaking up a little bit, but it's like with the New Day. They book
the New Day
as heels.
Yeah.
and it's fucking stupid, and yet everyone's like, look how fucking innovative it is. And it's like, it's not. It's shit.
And that's just it. I was saying to Ryan during all this, it's like, the New Day are still doing heel shit.
It's because they can't fucking get over his face, doing face stuff, I guess.
It's just bizarre to me. It's people are okay if you're doing, like, sneaky heel shit if you're a face now. It's weird.
See, it's like, that's why it's like, when Sheamus and Cesaro, when Sheamus was still, when Sheamus was heel and Cesaro was face, it's like, let's go put them both together. Sheamus was doing all the heel shit, while Cesaro was like, no man, that's not cool. Don't do that shit. And it was like, that was an interesting dynamic. And then, yeah, they've both gone all in heel. It's not this, where am I going to go in between? I don't know. It's just fucking stupid.
So
it just seems like they don't know what they're doing.
Well, that's
what this pay-per-view has given me.
I mean, these are the same people in the crowd as well. It's not just WWE, but I personally blame some of their audience, not all. But there's people that in there that will just be like, yay, it's the New Day, and they're doing dumb things.
That
and then
fucking
so the WWE's
man who had a sign.
And there's always one.
That you're just like, are you on some sort of register, man? Or are you just like, are you not allowed to...
He probably had to tell people that he was going to the show because there was kids there. But I'm not going to go in any further than that.
He had the sign and he had bootios and his face was like, he was putting his face through it and he just looked dumb. Looked fucking dumb.
And as I've always said, you can like who you like. This is my opinion, though. It's I can't stand the New Day. These guys are the definition of heels to me. So whoever they go up against, I'm like, okay, whoever they're up against, they're the faces now.
And like to add to that, it's like, yeah, you can go for whoever you want, but you got to be prepared to be criticised. Like, yeah, I've said in the past, I like Hulk Hogan.
I'm going to get criticism for the main event because I know that everyone's already upset about that. But yeah.
We'll get to that. But yeah, it's just like, for example, as I'm saying, I always get shit from the group because, you know, I'm like, yeah, I like Hulk Hogan, you know, and Jesse fucking hates it. Macca hates it, like, you piece of shit, no good motherfucker.
Well, yeah, everybody in the group has people that they enjoy, that other people in Nerd Company will just be like, hey, man, that person fucking sucks. And as long as you're prepared to stand your ground and make a defense, that's fine. That's cool. But you're going to have to cop that from people. It's not just like this easy waltz you're going to have while you're going all through this stuff.
Excuse me, man. I need my safe space.
Okay. Well,
God, I almost threw up just saying that.
In regards to what you were saying earlier, I think it would have been better for Lana to be in that Money in the Bank match. I know that Naomi wouldn't have anything to do, but I'm almost happier with that because we would have made her more prestigious by saying, like, people have to go up and get a chance to go against her instead of just people just showing up, knocking on the door and being like, hey, I'm the new wrestler here, can I verse the champion? Sure.
It's just like, I actually would like to see a match between Lana and Charlotte. I thought that would be a really good match. And I know both of them can go now.
Yeah, and it's like, what happens out of this?
Well, Naomi looks
weak.
Because she's like a fucking heel. Had to, you know...
I was going to lose if it wasn't for the heel interruption.
Yeah.
And then Lana looks weak because she's been saying that, as I said earlier, that she can finally be a women's wrestler, and now she can't be taken credibly because she lost her debut match. Well, and I mean, hopefully we can take it down a peg because it's like, oh, but Naomi's the champion, so maybe...
But the thing is, they fucked her up, like, they fucked up her, like, angle and her push when she beat Alexa Bliss. She gets injured.
Where was Rusev?
Where was Rusev? That's the whole fucking thing. He said he was coming back from Money in the Bank match. It's like, WWE really hates people getting haircuts, I guess. It's like, that's a shit way to punish someone.
Yeah.
And it's just like, the one guy, like, looking at that Money in the Bank match, I'm just like, maybe take out Dolph Ziggler, maybe take out someone, but have Rusev in there, because it was missing that sort of powerhouse guy.
This is a theory, Ryan, and you could, like... this has no sources whatsoever, so this is just me talking shit for the people at home. I reckon they can't have Rusev because they already have Jinder as a foreign heel. And if people start booing Rusev, then they're going to be like, oh man, but then people are going to start booing Jinder even more because they're like, no, we're trying to get Jinder over with a certain demographic and also with, like, India.
He basically came out and said, fuck you, America. Of course they're going to be angry.
But,
no, okay, just walk all over us. You know?
I feel like they're just like, no, we've got to let Jinder take all the heat for being foreign at the moment.
It's fucking, it's dumb. It's
Rusev
really
did a better job of it.
Yeah, it's like, I know, I know we were like, yeah, go fuck up America Rusev, but it's just like, it's just like everything they're doing with Jinder is wrong. It's like, I'm beyond the point of being mad, I just don't care, and that's the worst possible thing. I've stated it before, it's the worst thing you can do in wrestling, to not get a reaction.
So, next we have the, as we were saying earlier, the debut of Maria and Mike Kanellis, because Impact Wrestling might own the name Bennett, so that might, I'm not sure. But they're going to go the whole power couple thing, and this is what I thought, John Cena, Nikki.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, oh, couple battles.
Maybe, as I said, I thought it was fucking, because he's got the shit, like, you know, shaved at the sides and the beard. I'm like, what the fuck, who's with that with Kurt Hawkins? But I'm like, oh wait, Kurt Hawkins is not fucking relevant. So,
yeah, well, he wasn't even on, is he on Raw now?
I have no idea.
That's the thing.
He's on the roster.
That's how little
somewhere.
we care. That's the ultimate telling sign. If we can't tell, hey, is somebody on this or this, we don't know, and then that means we don't care.
Face the facts. No one cares.
So that's another addition from Impact. Impact's roster keeps getting smaller and smaller. I don't give a fuck about them though, and that's one of the things that I know she'll be a heel immediately to you because you know a lot about wrestling history. She claims that she's the first lady of wrestling.
Fuck off. Just get the fuck out.
So, I mean, obviously, a lot of people would be like, hey, Miss Elizabeth, that's how she was always, what she was always called, and then she's like, no. But anyway.
The fact that I made comment to you at the time, it's like, you remember when TNA used to buy a whole bunch of WWE stars? Now it just seems WWE's like, I don't care if you're shit, we just buy you up.
Well, that's it, just to hurt the company.
Yep.
But anyway, less said about that, the better. They have an 80s, love ballad kind of song. So, anyway, we get a WWE champion, Jinder Mahal, with the Singh brothers, and he's going up against Randy Orton.
And that fucking Flash, shitty Windows promo, package put together.
It's pretty bad.
It's like, here's some stock footage. Here's footage that we have, but we've just put fancy, I guess this is from India.
Like Indian
patterns.
text,
yeah.
sort of. Yeah.
It was just, and people, and even in it, he's just like, America hates me, blah, 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 yeah, but I'll show them. America's wrong. And it's like, you wonder why people hate you.
Something that was cool.
I'm going to speak to my people, and then everyone's like...
Something that was cool and got me more over than, the match itself was the fact that we had Baron von Raschke there.
The Claw!
We had Larry the Axe
Why did you call one of the Singh brothers?
I don't know. Maybe it's because, the audience wouldn't realise who he was.
I don't care.
Jesse's favourite, son of Jesse's all-time greatest wrestler, Vern Gagne, Greg Gagne, was there.
I'm a bit disappointed he didn't have a rocking chair. Just for Jesse.
Sergeant Slaughter, who everybody did definitely recognise. Cowboy Bob Orton, who was... I felt he was supposed to be the main out of all of them, because it's not only is his son in the match, but I feel like Ric Flair kind of upstaged.
Yeah, it's Ric Flair, but
yeah.
I mean, it was a nice touch that Cowboy Bob Orton and Ric Flair were sitting next to each other, because it's like, he's the father of Randy Orton, and he's the mentor of Randy Orton.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it was a nice little touch, and especially that Randy came in and the ring post, he did
Yeah.
exactly what Bob Orton used to do.
Which was like, and it's cool, and everybody in the world knew that Randy Orton was going to win. He was going to lose this match. It was St. Louis, and it was in front of his dad.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then there's Jinder Mahal. So it's like,
it was a nice touch that he threw in some lariats as well. I don't know if it was just because his dad used to do it all the time,
but no, it was, we got some cheap heat when the Singh brothers went after Cowboy Bob Orton.
It's just like, every time I look at the Singh brothers, it's like, I could be doing that job. I could be... Basically, this whole match, Jinder Mahal as champion, Randy Orton summed it up last pay-per-view. When he threw the Singh brother, one of them on the table. Fuck.
So, what can really be said about this match? Once again...
Almost a piss break worthy match. Basically, all these matches so far have been piss break worthy. And
that's the sad truth of it. I mean, there was nothing really memorable in this match except maybe Randy Orton's RKO onto the table. And we get your standard wrestling. I will say that Randy Orton was working extra hard to make Jinder look credible.
Yeah, but another thing we've stated before, if you can't work. If Randy Orton can't make you look good, you're fucked. And this is twice now.
Yeah.
Twice Jinder Mahal looks just like shit.
And yeah,
But no enhancements at all.
One of the things is the Singh brothers put Jinder's leg on the rope, and I was like, that doesn't really bother me. That's standard heel shit. But when I see like the ref watching them do it as well, and then it's just like,
or how about the crowd? They counted out.
They counted up to 10.
Yep, because Jinder was like rolling in and out. It's like to try and break the count, but then he just forgot, and it's just like 9. Everyone's like 10. He's like,
well, what is it?
What was JBL was like? He's very latitude or some shit like
something
that.
random.
I'm just like, yeah, you said latitude because I'm like, what about longitude, JBL?
But Randy got caught on one of the cables as well.
Yeah, with the camera. With the monitor, which I'm like, ow, that would have fucking hurt.
But no, like, I mean, it's not gonna. I'm not gonna say that it was the worst match on the card, but at the same time, it's like I was there disinterested the whole time. And when I was watching the final, whatever it is that Jinder Mahal does, where he's like puts the arm around him, lifts him up, drops him. I don't know what it's called. I don't care enough to learn.
It's a shit move. It's like he almost could just fucking like make him stagger and flick him over. It's like that level of shit.
I'm gonna say that as with everybody, there is potential for Jinder Mahal to do something in the future that will win me over and say, you know what, he's an entertaining heel. But at the moment, he's just nothing to me. So
he's had many years. He got released from WWE because he was so shit. He was the shittest. The shit.
Boy, were they wrong though. I mean, man, he's fucking champion now.
Oh yeah, Heath Slater's going places. He was tag champion. Now they got Drew Galloway.
Now he's friends with like a mayor or like someone that's trying to run for politics and stuff.
Man, and he's got kids, man.
Yeah. So anyway, we then get Breezango versus the Ascension.
Which, I just heard it's like Breezango's coming out, like, I guess they're getting the match. Which we missed out in the vignette, so we didn't know who they were versing because it just fucking cut out. I'm like, who else is in
network.
You're just like, what is Heath Slater? I'm like, they're on Raw. And you're just like, well, who else we got in the tag division? I'm like, the Ascension, I guess? And then the Ascension comes out. You're like, for fuck's sake.
Who wants to see the Ascension? Like, ever?
I'd rather see the Ascension more than Jinder Mahal.
I don't know, they're kind of on the same playing field for me. It's just like, I don't want to have to open either of the doors to go and see them. But it's just like, I don't know, Breezango still very over. Even in this nothing match, and it was a nothing match, the crowd was loving it. And once again, it just shows why Breezango should be in the title picture rather than the New Day. But yeah, so once again, nothing really you can say about that match. Just because it was just filler. But then we come to the main event. The main event, the Money in the Bank match.
Literally,
or the men's Money in the Bank match.
All in on this match. That's what they were hoping for, because
I can tell you right now that all of the other matches may have been terrible. Well, I'll give a pass to the Lana and Naomi. I didn't like how some of the things went, but Lana was strong enough to make me say, you know what, that's a mediocre match. This match was almost the entirety of my positivity when it comes to this main event, this pay-per-view.
And that's why it was the main event, because otherwise everyone would have just been like, everyone still is fuck.
Can you imagine if they had either the Jinder Mahal or the women's Money in the Bank match to finish off this entire pay-per-view?
Fuck, people would have been so mad.
I would have walked away being like, well, that was shit.
Gotta waste my time.
So it's good that they ended on this, because I got to walk away being like, man, fuck yeah. So here's the deal. We get a bunch of people coming out. We get AJ Styles. First. We get Dolph Ziggler.
Yep.
Sami Zayn.
Yep.
Kevin Owens. Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yep.
Who gets interrupted by Baron Corbin in his opening. Now, this is a precedent that's been set because Baron Corbin is attacking everyone in the middle of their promos, in the middle of their openings.
He hits him with a ladder, he gets a camera and fucking hits him. I was hoping that he would get the camera cord and tie up his feet, but then all the army of refs come down and go, oi, get out, go.
Now, I'm curious, Ryan, if you're not in the ring when the bell eventually rings, what does that mean?
That means you're not in the match. But, as we all know, rules don't apply to WWE. They like to break their own rules.
Right.
They like to obscure their own rules. So, because Baron Corbin's like, ring the bell. Ring the fucking bell. It's like, what are you guys arguing about? Because the rest are like, oh, we shouldn't ring the bell.
Yeah, we should wait for it. We shouldn't scare to get, yeah.
And then, so yeah, by rights, he shouldn't be there. So I'm like, maybe Rusev might turn up for this.
Yeah.
Like, they'd be like, oh, well, is a
we need a replacement, yeah.
But no.
So,
just no.
Okay. This match, I feel like everybody in the match did well, but some people were certainly, they were hidden from main view by a lot of, like, just from the sheer caliber of other people in the wrestling ring. So, like, Dolph Ziggler, I've got nothing bad to say about him here.
His best spots were when he was working with Baron Corbin with the ladder, and they hit, like, it was AJ Styles, and he's like, they drop the ladder, and he goes, see? It was easy. And he's like, just punches him.
So, like, I mean, I've got nothing against Dolph here, but because there was no Shinsuke in the match as well, Dolph had no one to really play off, so it was just like, that because of that whole feud that they're doing, so he was just kind of left there.
Even though it's just like he was feuding with Baron Corbin a year ago.
Oh, that's more than 2 weeks ago, man. We don't remember what happened 2 weeks ago.
That's a millennia ago. Comparison for WWE.
So, Kevin Owens. Everybody knew from the start of this match, hey, there's a Kevin Owens, there's a Sami Zayn. Fight.
Yeah.
What do you think about...
Owens fight.
And what do you think, Ryan, Mr. wearing the Kevin Owens shirt, once again, how did Kevin Owens do in this main event?
He did all what I expected. He's like, every time Sami looked like he was going to get somewhere...
That move by Sami to Kevin on the side of the ring, where he almost killed him. Yeah, so basically, it was... Everyone was expecting the powerbomb that he did to Chris Jericho, and he's done the Sami Zayn before on the side of the apron. He went to do it, and he kind of flipped him over. He landed here. It wasn't quite on his neck, but it was on his shoulder. It's just like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's out for maybe a little bit. And then you see, like, Kevin Owens just fucking fall to the floor dead. Because it's like, that is a completely legitimate reason to just be like, that's the end of my involvement for the ring at the moment.
It's believable, but he came back, and, he kind of sold the injury. He's like, it's kind of staggering a little bit. There's also the ladder spot that they did, where that ladder got fucked up. So Sammy's like, I can't use it. Out goes the ladder.
Yeah.
Just going for the even bigger ladder. Fucking commentary.
Commentary on these events is always great.
I mean, they're usually two-man commentating teams. I don't care. Byron Saxton doesn't deliver. He made a noise.
Yeah.
That's the only time the whole fucking pay-per-view, besides when the camera was on him, that I knew he was there.
I'm being completely honest. I feel like Byron Saxton doesn't have enough uniqueness to him to warrant being at the table, because I can't remember a single line that he said this entire pay-per-view.
He just went, That's it. That's all I remember him doing. And same with David Otunga. I know he's not there in this pay-per-view, but he's just fucking shit. At least Corey Graves, I know how much you hate him, at least he fucking says words.
At least Corey Graves is building a character to him, so it's like you can remember some of the stuff. Yeah, exactly. So, Sami Zayn he was probably one of the hardest workers in the match, I would say.
Yeah, but I expect that from him. So.
AJ Styles was also doing really well, and it's good that even though I don't like his promos of, just saying the same line over for the crowd to repeat, by putting him in this match, you just get to see the phenomenal part of the phenomenal line. It's good just
to let him go sometimes. Like that one spot where I think it was Dolph, but I know it was Sami Zayn, and he was on the ladder, and he's like, he got kind of pushed partly off the ladder, so he was on the ropes. Not the ropes, he was on the middle part of the ladder where you set up.
Oh, yeah.
And he's there, and he's just punching both of them, and then both of them turn around and just start beating the shit out of him, and he falls off. I'm like, that was a nice use of the ladder.
Yeah, and it really did feel like, for the most part, unlike the women's match, which something that I noticed, and this is a unique criticism, so it might not be one that everybody has, is that I noticed that when the women's match had only two people in the ring most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, everyone else was always on the floor. At least in this, even though there would be, like, two people in the ring, and you wouldn't see it from the camera, but people outside were doing stuff as well. And it's like, everyone would try and get in there, and every now and again there would be three people, but it seems like there was at least more than just 1 versus 1, and then they spin out.
That
and
ladder
then
spot,
2 more people come in.
Exactly.
They spin out.
It seemed, everyone's like, all right, now you go, now you go, now you go. That spot where Sami Zayn knocks Kevin Owens onto the ladder, that's kind of coming off the turnbuckle.
Kevin had to decide, whether he was going to go jump on the people outside who were getting up.
Everyone was thinking that because it's like AJ, Dolph, and Baron Corbin were all punching each other, and everyone's, oh fuck, I see this is coming, and then he got knocked, so he was going to try and throw Sammy that way, and then he gets knocked into the ladder, and that fucking hurt. That would have hurt. So it was good, and it's like that. Even though it was a small spot, like Dolph comes in after that part and just sets up the ladder on the other side, and just throws like Irish whips Sammy into it.
We then get Baron Corbin is managed to clear the ring, and he's climbing up the ladder, and he's getting there, and I'm like, oh my god, this is what I've always wanted. They're doing something with Baron Corbin. And then Shinsuke's music hits again.
Yeah.
And then Shinsuke comes down. Baron Corbin, he stops climbing the ladder. He picks up the ladder and he throws it at Shinsuke.
Yep.
And I was just like, Jesus fuck.
Almost hit that fucking person in the corner. But it's just like, fuck. Like that, just that fan in the corner part where the rep meets. But yeah, it was like, that was really good. And then
I was like, don't get me wrong. I was just like, This is fine because Shinsuke is, showing how strong he is. He's coming back, and if they just kind of like had him out for the entire thing,
for a guy booked as the king of strong style, he's like, no, I can't.
Yeah, that's
so,
it.
It's just like, I know when we're going into it, it's like, for us, it was like there was only one person that could win this match. No one else needs it as much as this one guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can't remember. Yes, I think Shinsuke basically after a few punches and that, knocks Baron Corbin out the ring.
And then we get AJ Styles.
And they both go to climb the ladder, and they're looking at each other, and everyone's just fucking creaming their jeans at this point in the audience.
Everyone's just all the people that are just like, New Japan, they're just seeing them and they're like, this is going to be the moment. They start interacting. I feel like this sets up a feud between the two of them, maybe for SummerSlam. I think that would be like the biggest and the most grand stage before WrestleMania itself, that they can have that capacity crowd.
Maybe they just plan these seats so then when WrestleMania comes around. So
maybe, yeah. But I feel like it would be a disservice to do that on a smaller pay-per-view, perhaps. Give them the stage and the time they need, and it's proven that they won't fail.
Yeah. So and then they just start going at it, and they were beating the shit out of each other, and I'll let you finish off this part.
So, we get that ladder, and I'm like, well, who's it going to be? Because it's like, everybody's like, kind of knocked out, and then you see Baron Corbin. My boy.
This generation's
Bray Wyatt.
Which is almost a disservice to him now.
He climbs up the ladder, and I'm like, no way. They're doing something with him.
Yeah, you fucking...
He's fucking... You're kidding me. This is the moment where you're going to see some dude just fucking come in and...
Sandman's going to come out of the audience and tip over the ladder, and there's something stupid like that.
Yeah, and it's just like, he goes up there, he gets the Money in the Bank briefcase, he wins it, everyone in the crowd boos. And I'm like, this...
That one dude's just like...
Yeah.
Looks so distressed, and we're just like...
This is what we wanted. This is the one person we said at the start of the match. This is the one guy that needs this more than anybody.
And legitimizes him.
Yeah.
Finally, after, a year and a half?
It's been a long time, man.
2 years.
And the crowd still hasn't accepted him.
But it's their fault.
So, I completely disagree with everybody online that says this is a wasted Money in the Bank.
Tell you what's a waste of Money in the Bank. Fucking Damien Sandow. So...
Yeah, if you want to talk about wasted Money in the Banks. Now, obviously, as I always say, we have to wait to see how this plays out, because we could get another Damien Sandow.
Please don't.
And don't do that.
Oh, God, and then fucking Jinder Mahal beats him.
No. We're not going to do that. We're gonna ride this current, little wave of happiness. I really liked that main event. I thought that everyone was giving it their all. I didn't like the Shinsuke shenanigans at the start, and I felt like if he had stayed in the whole match or whatever, it might have been better. But I'm glad of the outcome. I'm happy for where this is going. it was definitely worthy of being the main event.
It'd be the
and
only
the match
thing
on
I'd recommend people
the
to
show.
watch out of this whole pay-per-view. This would be the only thing I'd recommend.
So, once again, just running down for the people at home, it's like the Colognes versus the Hype Bros.
Meh.
Terrible. Women's Money in the Bank match, terrible. Usos match, terrible. Lana versus Naomi, moderate. I think it's pretty mediocre, but it's not bad. Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton sucked. Breezango versus the Ascension, it sucks because it's such a throwaway match, it means nothing. And then the Money in the Bank match for the men, watch that one. It was, it made the Money in the Bank pay-per-view at least have some value to it. It made you walk away and go, well, man, I'm excited to see what is going to come out of this.
I'm struggling to see which one was the worst match of the night. I'm like, the Jinder Mahal Randy Orton one sucked.
Part of me,
but it's like the Women in the Bank match was like, they built it up so much that
that's exactly why I was going to say.
Like,
I personally feel that the women's Money in the Bank match was disgraceful in the fact that not only did it have, for lack of a better word, it had no tension or excitement, because I was like watching it and I was like, I don't really care who wins here. And when I saw that there was very little action, nothing that was really setting the bar for this supposed groundbreaking moment. This is supposed to be a history-making match when people go back. It's
supposed to be like, that Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
You could go back to the NXT
Brooklyn. The Women's Iron Man match.
Yeah.
Even then, I didn't particularly like the ending of that, but it's like, this is supposed to be a watershed moment where they're just like, look at this. This is what the women can do. This is why they deserve to be on the equal footing and get same billing in the male events. This is why they deserve to have this stuff. And they do. It's just like, this is not showing why, though. This is a horrible example.
As I've stated with the previous couple of years that I've done, seems all they're doing is they're going back to fucking Divas booking and let's just throw all the women in one match.
Well, here's the worst.
And let's just see what sticks.
The worst thing that I can say about this match is it made it feel like it wasn't a high-tension match. It made it feel like it was a gimmick. And the gimmick match...
That's the worst thing you can do.
And it's like... the Money in the Bank is like, definitely, it's like... It's a gimmick match to begin with. It's like... But
that's why Jesse's not here.
Yeah, he hates them. But at least fucking the consequences are like, hey, if you win this, you can be something. To make it feel like it was worth nothing... To make it feel like I didn't care about anybody in the match, and then to have it won by a non-wrestling man, it's just like, what the fuck are you trying to do here? What are you trying to push? What are you trying to do, anyway?
I mean, we were fucking just spitballing like,
if Carmella won by herself, she's already a heel. People would still be like, damn it. Or if James Ellsworth even just like got pushed into somebody else, and then she climbed it up.
Or pushed the ladder, got pushed so the ladder fell over.
It will be etched in history. Forever, and I can't stress this enough for people at home, that the first winner of the women's Money in the Bank match was a man, because none of the other women could do it, because they were all tired, and then a man ran up there and won.
It's dumb.
It's dumb, and it, for some people out there, it might even be borderline offensive, but I'm not going to get into that. It's just, this was dumb booking, it was incredibly stupid. Obviously, WWE thought that this was the way to go, and I couldn't disagree more.
It's just like, as I said, without the main event Money in the Bank match, it would have been like, what's the fucking point? Like, what was the point of all this? It didn't seem like anything got resolved. It's like, Randy Orton's probably going to come back and get, maybe get some friends to help him out, so he doesn't keep getting interfered with. It's just like, the New Day, they're going to be like, we want a rematch because he just walked out. I mean, I don't blame him. I would have walked out in the New Day. I mean, never walked in on the New Day.
Yeah. And to be fair, even though the network was awful, it's still shit. I'm glad that we both have it, because fuck paying $30 for this. Like, I liked the main event. Fuck paying $30 for that main event.
You paid $30, you should be getting refunds. That's ridiculous.
So anyway, that's the 2017 WWE Money in the Bank review.
Money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.